Over the years, we've had the privilege of highlighting a number of musical groups in our community, including the Master Singers of Milwaukee, Florentine Opera, Chant Chamber Choir, and Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. Yes, you've heard of the MSO, but what about the MMO? This talented ensemble has been entertaining audiences since Roosevelt was president, Theodore Roosevelt. Mark Mcpherson has the music and story of the Milwaukee Mandolin Orchestra.
But it still will be good.
For more than 118 years, mandolin players have gathered in Milwaukee to make music together. From slow Italian love songs to fast, fun pieces. The Milwaukee Mandolin Orchestra has quite a history.
It was created in 1900s, and it's actually the oldest continuously working mandolin orchestra in the United States for sure.
There is more than a century of mandolin music that follows this group, and for the past 5 years,
Ta 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 ta, and follow me. Ready?
Renee Izquierdo has been their director.
This has offered to me an outlet that I never thought I wouldn't even consider it.
Izquierdo is a classical guitarist who before this had very little experience with a mandolin.
I don't play it at all.
In that way, he's a perfect fit for this group. The orchestra is made up of amateur players, volunteers, who play for the love of the music.
I deal with a lot of people that love the instrument and do the best they can with what they got. There you go, I want to hear you. It's a combination of seeing how to channel the passion that you find in these amateur musicians that come and donate their time.
I play a 1926 Gibson.
Musicians like Fred Pike never thought he'd be here.
I played mandolin, but I always thought, I don't have the chops to do this.
Pike is a self-admitted amateur player, but loves being part of an ensemble.
It's just it's a refreshing and exhilarating gig to be part of. I've never had a chance to play in an ensemble like this.
It's a learning curve for all of them. They're all enjoying it and are learning how to, trying to bring the best out of all of them.
He demands a lot.
Right. Ready?
He gets a lot out of us in a nice way.
Nice and sometimes funny.
It's important that that our members not only feel challenged, but they also enjoy all this time and effort that they are putting.
He really does bring a lot of good out of each of the players in the orchestra.
There have been hundreds of mandolin players in the long history of this group, and today's musicians are as different as their instruments.
It's a very beautiful instrument. Look at the ornamentation. This is more the American style mandolin, the flat back. See, also beautiful in its own way.
He calls the mandolin a pluck instrument.
The nature of it, that is that the sound kind of dies immediately after you play it. That's the high point, and then it's the decay of the sound.
But as different as this mandolin orchestra sounds from a regular string orchestra, they do share similarities.
The family of a mandolin orchestra is very similar to what a string quartet would be. Like you have the mandolin first, mandolin second, you have mandola, which is the same as a viola, and then mandocello, which is a violoncello, cello. Please pay attention to me before the pam, tam, pam.
When Izquierdo took over this group, he immediately made a change and added performances to the schedule, and fans kept coming.
Well, we have a big following, after 118 years.
But that big following all shared one thing in common.
Our general audience tends to be a little bit on the 55 and above category.
That's something he wanted to change.
I'm looking forward to engage more of the younger generation of players to keep the tradition of mandolin alive.
One way he did that is through their music selection.
We're trying to see if we can reach, by playing all these different types of music, a younger audience to actually be engaged and interested in following, if not even performing, in the orchestra.
It's all in an effort to hold on to a part of Milwaukee history.
Almost as old as Harley Davidson. you know. So it's part of Milwaukee, whether we like it or not, as much as Pabst or Miller, you know. So it's important thing that Milwaukee recognize this jewel that they have in this town.
There's always a process of, oh my gosh, this music is so difficult for this concert, we're not going to be able to do it, it'll never happen, why are we doing this? And then we get closer and closer and closer, and it starts coming together, and it's like, oh my gosh, we can do this, it works.
And although the group has been around since before the Wright brothers took to the skies, their music continues to lift audiences year after year.
One more time. Woo! How we in life tend to reinvent ourselves and find new ways of motivating and keeping you moving forward. I think that's as well a motivation for them to keep doing this, you know, exploring new territories and keeping the music and the curiosity alive. There you go.